been posting videos on YouTube since 3 weeks almost now. I haven't been posting videos on YouTube since 3 weeks almost now, and it has been very inconsistent of me because I was helping my father in the business. So as of lately, I've started to journal back again, and this one is a little bit more different or a little bit more comprehensive on what I am feeling and what all is going on in the moment right now. But what I noticed during that break was a critique for my own self that the quality of videos that I've been making recently has degraded a lot since what I've started. So somewhere around January was the peak videos that I saw, and the truth is that I haven't been putting a lot of effort into it. I haven't been putting a lot of time into it, a lot of energy into giving it that extra. But what I guess is that we will now stop creating that kind of content that we used to, evolutionize it into something a little bit better, a little bit more structured, a little bit more entertainment, education, and lesson based. Because at this point, any which ways, I am not getting any views, any substantial amount of views on my channel. So why not do what I want to do and then not get those outcomes? So I think even if my retention falls, even if the watch time goes down, I think I'll start making more cinematic, more boring videos. Cinematic and boring videos, although that sounds quite opposite for them or for their own selves. I think I'll start adding a lot more of content about what I'm learning in the process, and in the process of managing my studies, managing my workouts. I am also planning to start running again, which I have not done since the last run that I did in December on the New Year's Day, and on the New Year's Eve to be exact. And I haven't ran particularly after that. So I'm also planning to start back running after that. And this journaling habit. So this book is for the year 2025, and this book is for the year 2026 is what I've planned. So we will have a good summary of what we have done throughout the year, and because it is in a physical format, I think it is much more physically connected to me, and it is almost like I can carry it for a whole lifetime, keep it with me, and stick little articles which I would remember and which I would want to remember for the rest of my life. So I think, yeah, enough of lecture now. Um, what I did these past couple weeks was I helped my dad in the business. I have a clothing business which my grandfather ran. My dad is continuing it right now, and let's see how the trajectory goes from here on. Um, Joining and helping the business on ground gave me a lot of reality checks of what actually happens in the business, wherein I got to know that although if this were to sound fake almost, it is very important to lose customers. It is very important to lose those customers who are not supposed to be catered by you. My dad did a fantastic job in laying off a couple customers, which was shocking to me to see that a person is letting go of people who actively give them cash flows. But what he explained me was that the time and effort that they consume in return of the exchange, in return of the money they generate, or the cash flow the customer generates, keeping the profits aside, the cash flow itself is not very much productive. Same equal amount of time put into a better customer or a newer customer is much more worthy than putting that time into that bad quality customer, because sadly enough there always will be a certain set of customers which is unsatisfied, and regardless of what you do will be unsatisfied. And with all these rising costs in both manufacturing, there has to be a certain rise in the expenditure of the customer, and if the customer is still sticking to the prices which were catered to him 2-3 years, maybe 4 years back, the customer has to change, or the customer has to probably leave. That's the thing what my dad explained in much more expanded terms. But yeah, what these big seasons give me especially is that I get to spend a lot of my time with my father, which is usually not the case year round. And majority of our talks are usually around what's going on in the business or what's going on in my own studies and my academic career. So it is not a lot of discussion about what's going on actually in their mind, uh, in their actual life. But whenever I go join him in the business, help him out, it is usually a lot of time that we get to spend together, regardless of if I can help him or not. Of course I try to, but all the small mess ups that I do end up rage baiting him. So it's not very straightforward and easy as it looks, but either which ways, it is a lovely experience to own a business, run a business, and spend time with my family doing that. And enough of talking. I guess I will start putting in more effort. I would like to promise that I will start putting in more efforts into creating content, improving my own self, my own content. I guess that is it. I don't know what more to say.